Man, you guys asked for it, so here it is. Here is the OG collection. Technically, not all the shoes gonna be shown, but I'm gonna have a little discussion, man. A lot of you guys been liking my last previous videos where I have these discussion, showing my collection, but it's a little twist, man. We're gonna talk about why OGs don't sell out. And I got a ton of Jordan OGs on the floor, and I'm about to get right into it, so stay tuned. Your boy's gonna explain why. What's poppin', homies? It's your boy Frank Nitty back in the building, back in the sneaker room, sitting on this couch. And I appreciate you guys for pulling up today, man, because we're going to discuss a video that I've been teasing for a bit, man. We're going to talk about why OG Jordans don't sell out. You already know, man. The last pair of Air Jordan OGs that released was the Cool Grays, man. The Cool Gray 4s, and they were sitting everywhere, man. On the websites and the full traffic site. It's so true that I pulled up at 10 o'clock, probably like 30 minutes before 10, and caught my pair. No problem, no hassle. Let me get a 12, Gucci, man. So I bust out majority of my OGs on the floor. So let's get into it, man. Frank, what are you gonna say? What are you gonna talk about? We know OGs ain't selling out, man. People don't care for it. But do we know why people don't care for it? People like myself will buy it, and then there's others who don't. I probably have the most simplest answer possible, and that's nostalgia. Nostalgia, nostalgia, nostalgia. Matter of fact, let's look up the word nostalgia. Nostalgia meaning.
Here's the definition of nostalgia. A sentimental longing or wistful affection for the past, typically for a period or place with happy personal associations.
Happy personal association. Happy personal association. That's what nostalgia means, man. Happy personal association. Let's break that down. The reason why nostalgia plays a big part on retro OGs or OGs period is because of personal association. I remember watching Michael Jordan in the 90s. I could relate to him winning the championship. Matter of fact, I could relate to Kobe getting drafted. I could relate to LeBron getting drafted. Those are personal associations that we as individuals can remember and associate with. So let's talk about a few examples, man. We're gonna talk about these joints. These are the Air Jordan 2 lows. How many of you guys bought this? Now, I'm guilty. At first, I didn't want this shoe, but eventually a subscriber was like, yo, give it a chance. I tried it on, it was comfortable. Nevertheless, man, I didn't care for this shoe at first. You know why? It didn't resonate with me. I was like, yo, Michael Jordan didn't really play in this. But he did. The most games Michael Jordan ever played in low top were these joints. These are the Chicago 2 lows. Got no love. Got these at the outlet, obviously, for a great price. I think $54 several years back. These released in 2016. Now, moving along with that, we got these, the Cement 3s. Now, this resonates with a lot of people because Michael Jordan actually won a slam dunk contest in this silhouette, the Air Jordan 3s, man. Matter of fact, I got the free throw 3s where he jumped from the free throw. It wasn't technically those shoes, but the colorway, you know, you get the premise, right? It was the colorway, it was a silhouette. He jumped from the free throw line, those are free throw 3s. But this silhouette plays dividends on the nostalgia for people like myself because I remember watching those VHS tapes in the back in the days, man. We didn't have CDs, and I watched Michael Jordan's Playground, and they always show his dunks and his favorite moves or his go-to moves or his highlights, and it showed a few dunk contests, and he had these on. So I'm like, as I watch Michael Jordan growing up, and this is some of my memories, man, the 3s. And when it came out with a Nike on the back, had to get them, man. Had to get them. Then we're gonna jump into the 4s, man. Now, I wasn't watching Michael Jordan back in '89 when these shoes came out. I did it. What resonated with me was not only did these shoes came out in '89, I wasn't even playing ball, but Michael Jordan was a thing. Spike Lee came out with a movie called Do the Right Thing, and they had these joints in there. They had these joints in the movie, man. So that's the time where sneaker culture was taking off. It probably was taking off before then, but this was like mainstream where it got its recognition, man. The Air Jordan 4s on the main screen television and on court with Michael Jordan. Now fast forward, man. The 5s, not so much, man. The 5s did a thing again on television with Fresh Prince. Y'all remember those Fresh Prince of Bel-Air joints that came out with no laces? Same silhouette. I copped this day one back in 2016. I think it was 2016. Nike on the back. A lot of people don't remember this shoe. I don't remember Michael Jordan playing in this shoe at all. but it was a classic colorway. It took a while to retro. I had no nostalgia for this shoe, but given the fact that I bought into the other pair of shoes, I decided to buy this. I bought this day one, 220 off rip, off the jump. Now, we about to get into more shoes that's more familiar and hit home with me, man. Happy personal associations. Remember that. Happy personal associations, because that's when I start watching basketball. That's when I want to be a basketball player. And that's when I saw Michael Jordan win his first championship in these joints. These are the black infrareds, man. Released in, I think, February of 1991 is when this shoe released. Months before Michael Jordan won his championship. No one knew he was going to win the championship. Maybe he did. This shoe didn't become iconic until he got that chip, until he got that trophy, until he went to the finals and he beat Magic Johnson and the Lakers in the finals. I forgot how long the series went, but at that point, I start peeping shoes. I'm like, I want those, man. Michael Jordan flying through the sky when he did that switch move in the air and he laid up on the other end. This was iconic for me, man. And this shoe pays dividends to pave the way why I like Michael Jordan from 1991 there on. Now, here's another retro shoe. Now, this shoe did come out in the past and they re-retro here in 2015, I believe, 2016 possibly. I remember it was December though. No one wanted this shoe. It had Nike here on the back. Maybe the price was too high. But how many of you guys actually saw Michael Jordan played in this shoe? Not many. Matter of fact, hence the reason why happy personal association doesn't sit well with majority of the people that collect shoes today. Because how many of you guys watch Michael Jordan play? How many of you guys are OG collectors? How many of you guys grew up in the 90s watching Michael? I'm not talking about born in the 90s. I'm talking about watching, comprehending, trying to mimic his move on a basketball court, going to school, playing basketball amongst your friends, not born in the 90s, raised in the 90s. And I think that's a big difference for today's culture versus yesteryear's culture. I'm an OG by standards of I'm older than majority of these people. I'm not an OG collector because I wasn't collecting shoes back then. I was playing ball. Majority of the shoes I played ball in were not OGs. While we have a discrepancy with buying OG shoes versus new shoes is we grew up watching athletes. You guys grew up watching influencers. I grew up watching Iversons. I bought Iversons. I grew up playing in the shoes that I rock, not worrying if they get dirty or scuffed. You guys grew up watching Travis Scott and Kanye West and trying not to get your shoes dirty. I played in my shoes. You guys barely walk in your shoes, man. There's a big difference. I grew up on Biggie and Tupac and Onyx and all kinds of different groups, Mobb Deeps, different type of genres. Some of you guys may not relate to because I don't listen to the Travis Scotts of today's. I don't listen to Tekashi 6ix9ine. I don't listen to a lot of stuff, the Blueface. I don't know none of that stuff. Apples and oranges, man. We all grew up in different eras and different things pops off at different times. And I'm happy that I grew up in my era because I get to see a lot of stuff in the prime. And I also felt that the athletes that I ended up watching were also the joint versus today's athletes, you know, who sit out when they get a hurt finger or sit out because they got a cold, where we play through, you know what I mean, through thick and thin, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, man. There's a lot of shoes that's OG that a lot of you guys won't purchase. Some guys may not like the colorways, or some of you guys may not favor the silhouette. This is a OG in a sense, right? This came out in 2001, but this is a retro because this is a 2018 pair, 2018 pair, and this is the first time that they retro it since 2001. I bought a pair. Jordan didn't play in this shoe, but he played in this silhouette. And I remember in 2001, I remember grew up in that time, so this resonate well with me. I wasn't collecting Jordans like that, but this hit home just a tad bit. Similar to this released in 2004. Now, I don't remember when this shoe released. I wasn't collecting Jordans again, but the Jordan 4 silhouette is iconic. I remember that time, 2004, I remember what I was doing. When you see Jordans that take so long to release, it's best to buy them now. It's best to cop a pair of shoes that you don't know that will be available later. A lot of us, the OGs, we felt like, damn, I didn't get an opportunity to get this back in 2004. I'm gonna buy it now because you never know when it's gonna re-release, if it ever re-release. There's a lot of shoes that not OG colorways similar to this that still have not released to date. Now, before I wrap it up, man, I do want to say there's a few outliers, right? It's easy for me to say Jordan OGs don't sell out, Jordan OGs don't sell for a lot of money, and that's true. But the outlier is these joints. These are the bad ones. These came out in 2016, September, I believe, 2016. these are hitting for numbers. Used and DS. I have a used pair, which you see here, and I also have a DS pair. And my DS pair goes for anywhere from $300 to $500, size 12. So this is an outlier. It is a Jordan, but this shoe grow on me. There's so many situations that makes me reflect on the guy who I watched playing basketball that made me appreciate who he was. And as I dig deeper in the past and dig deeper into who he was, this came up. This shoe, as a sneakerhead or a sneaker enthusiast or a sneaker collector, wherever you call yourself, you gotta respect this shoe because this is what started off. If you respect Jordan being the greatest athlete of all times, then you will want to know your history and you will respect the fact that this shoe started off. In the shoe collecting world, now this probably ain't the best pair of shoes to play basketball in. You get where I'm going with this, right? Then you get this, another OG colorway that I actually rock. Got a DS pair of these as well. And these doesn't hit for that much. This came out same year, 85, as the bands. This is an OG colorway, great leather, up to par, dope shoe, but this doesn't hit for nearly as much. So what I'm getting at in this whole entire video, man, there's a plethora of shoes that Jordan came out with, and it's where you fit in the amount of shoes that Jordan released over the years. I fit in around the Air Jordan 6, because that's when I actually started watching basketball, paying closely attention to it, and watching Michael Jordan, which opened a can of worms because I eventually start researching and watching more videos and looking more into his past and present. And then I got into sneakers and I started collecting sneakers. I kind of immersed myself in who Michael Jordan was. Similar to today's generation. They may not grow up watching Michael Jordan, so they don't have the same enthusiasm that I would have or any other people who grew up watching him. Their influence differs from mine, man. So it's not too much about whose generation is better, who's a better collector. Kids don't know the history. It's just that these kids today did not grow up in the era that I grew up, which I think was impressionable for people around my age and collecting shoes. And that's all I gotta say about that, man. There's a ton of shoes here. I got a lot more shoes in the closet that I got that's OG. I will always collect OGs. I will continue collecting OGs, man, because it sits home better than today's new colorways in a sense, man. But I'm not one of those guys to be like, yo, I only collect OG retro. No, if it's dope, it's dope. You know what I mean? But anyways, man, I've been long-winded in this video. I appreciate you guys for pulling up, listening to me ramble about my thoughts and feelings about shoes that sell out, shoes that's not reselling. If you guys want to see my OG collection, let me know. I'm gonna do a video, man. Depends on how many likes I get in this video, man. Go ahead and smash that like button for me to have this discussion, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to give you more videos like this. But anyways, if you like this channel, if you like this video, and you want to see more content similar to this, hit that subscribe button, man. Hit that notification bell as well. Everybody else, man, keep leaving your comments down below. Definitely comment on this video. I hope you will. Hope you watch this video in its entirety. And I'd like to hear your comments by you chiming in. Until then, until we meet again, until I'm in front of this lens, until I'm in front of your TV or computer or cell phone, you already know my slogan. Good to go. It's a wrap. Oh, I forgot to do that. Peace.